This is Gore Canyon on the Colorado River in Colorado. We are taking out at Pump House Campground, putting in at the Confluence Recreation Area. This run has a really long, really flat paddle in. It's actually so flat that people make jokes at the put in, asking which way the river is going. Sometimes I'm not even sure if it's a joke because you could honestly make the mistake. Like, if you're not paddling on that paddle in, you're not moving downstream. Eventually, you get to these rocks right here. Sometimes people wait to gear up until they get there. And then you got some easy rapids, and then you'll get to one called Applesauce. Applesauce is short but real fun, just a chute into a nice launch pad. I actually hadn't run Gore in about 10 years, so I was doing a lot of following and kind of getting reminded of the lines, but I guess you don't want to hit the center of this launch pad here. You want to be a little right of the center of it, like right like that felt like a really great line to me. My next lap, I was a little further right than that, and that worked out fine too. I think you just wouldn't want to be so far right that you get jammed into that rock over on the right there. After Applesauce, you got some easy stuff, this surf wave here, and then once you come around this rock, you're going into Gore Rapid. If you want to scout or portage, it's on the right. The top part of the rapid here isn't too bad. You just don't want to screw it up because of what's below it. And here's Tango hitting the crux. Tango actually showed me down Gore Canyon for my very first time back in 2008. And I still get to follow him down it today, so I'm a really lucky guy. This is from inside the boat. This is that entrance part. Just kind of weaving through the rocks. Even though I didn't really catch the eddy here, I used it to spin myself around because I wanted to slow down and move my momentum back to the right. You're kind of using this water coming off the rock here to just fling you over to the right side of the rapid. It's a really fun move, like a lot of power there, but it felt really good. Then just kind of going through the corridor there. There are, I'm sure, other ways you could go through that section, but that was kind of where the water was pushing me, and so it was a good place to go. And then, yeah, once you're through that, the rapid gets a lot easier. You can take a couple other lines through for the crux of Gore there. There's a sneak line on the far right, but I just ran the same line again for the second lap. My second line didn't feel quite as clean as my first one, but it was just fine. I thought about moving back to the left a little earlier this time, but I had to be more assertive than that if I wanted to do that, so I just kind of ended up in the exact same spot. Immediately after Gore, there's a rapid called Scissors. It's just a move to the right around this hole here. You're riding the seam. It's a fun little move. And actually, Gore through Pyrite is real continuous. It almost feels like it's all one rapid. Um, the next part up ahead here, I guess, is called the Wall. I hadn't heard that name before, but that's I guess that's what it's called. It's pretty easy if you're in control. It's much easier than the stuff around it. Um, and then Pyrite Falls is a really fun one. I'd forgotten what the crux of this one looked like, and I came in like too straight, too center, but I just kind of like bumped the shallow rocks there, and they knocked me into like almost exactly where I wanted to be. So like that's pretty good where I ended up, not how I got there. Tango had a really nice line there. I really liked that boof he got. My second line didn't feel quite as nice as Tango's. I just didn't get that really nice boof there, but it still worked out fine. I feel like at these flows you can get away with a lot in this rapid as long as you're generally in the right spot. I did come out here one time at pretty high water and it like kind of swallowed me, but yeah, it generally works out at these flows and lower. There's pretty steady whitewater between Pyrite and Tunnel. As far as I know, none of this stuff has names. I was following the other paddlers. They'd run this river a lot more than I had, and I definitely ran more interesting lines, like watching where they went, than I would have just picking my way through it. But my memory from years ago is that you can just read and run this stuff. Like if you're at a level where you want to run something like Gore Rapid, then this stuff in here you should be able to figure out for yourself. At least I never got into trouble there. There is one exception, I guess. The last rapid before Tunnel Falls, there's a big hole that's formed in there in recent years that I guess has been swimming some kayakers. So you'll see a railroad tunnel on the right, and after that first railroad tunnel, there's like a couple rapids, and then there's a second railroad tunnel that marks Tunnel Falls. So when you see that first railroad tunnel, you're getting pretty close to the rapid with the big hole in it. This is it right here on the left there. We went right of it. I guess you can go left of it too, but yeah, you want to watch out for that one. Next up is Tunnel Falls. This one's got a longish entrance that's pretty easy, and then there's a big booth at the end. And I remember this booth being a lot easier to set up than it is now. I think this one's changed, and other people have said the same thing, so it's not just me. I feel like it's a lot trickier now, or at least I didn't figure it out. I got flipped over on both laps. I think I was a little too far to the right. That's my best guess. I don't know. It happened pretty fast. Avery says that at these flows, she likes to come in with just a little bit of left-hand angle for the entry drop, and then straighten it out for the main drop. And it looked like that put her in a much better place than it put me, so I might try that next time. But I actually really like this version of Tunnel Falls. It felt like it felt like a good place to have a little bit of extra challenge because I mean it's not that bad a place to flip over. I mean I guess I know that people have had bad experiences there. I think if you were too far left, you could drill that rock at the bottom, and I actually saw a raft guy blow his ACL there one time. So there's definitely things that can go wrong, but like I would much rather flip over there than like in Gore. This here is just a little bit of unnamed stuff between tunnel and toilet bowl, but toilet bowl does come up pretty quickly after tunnel. And I actually don't think toilet bowl is really any harder than some of the unnamed stuff on this run. It's just one boof. It's not that hard to boof, but you're boofing over a pretty sticky hole. So if you ended up in this hole, you very well could swim out of it. So you just got to get it right. Right after toilet bowl is Kierb Bomb. This one is the last significant rapid on the trip. It's super fun. It's a really long rapid too. It's a really great way to end the trip. Like definitely a much lower intensity rapid than Gore or Tunnel. Uh, I remember like my memory from years ago is that I used to come in here kind of in the middle and then work my way to the left at some point. And I feel like I ran a bunch of different lines with that vague idea in mind, and it always worked out fine. And um, this run, I was just following Cruz and Avery, and I think I didn't feel like exactly where I used to go. I don't really remember, but yeah, it worked out great too. I mean, there's some things you want to avoid in here, but for the most part, it's just good fun, really. I'd actually forgotten how much fun this run was. Like, it had been like 10 years since I'd run it at all. And I think most of the times I ran it were like 2008, 2009. So it had kind of like gotten pretty foggy in my memory. And, I remember Gore and Tunnel being pretty big moves, but I'd just forgotten how much fun like a lot of the other stuff was in here. It's really high quality run. Um, Kierb Bomb kind of tapers off as you go down it. It kind of gets easier. And then you got some pretty chill rapids after Kierb Bomb before you get to the takeout. Avery showed me this eddy catch here. This is pretty soon after Kierb Bomb. It's a really fun move, just carving in behind this rock here. There's a surf wave just a little ways downstream of that, and another surf right at the takeout. This is the Pump House campground. And that's Gore Canyon.